Hey everybody, time for a hobby update video. I know it's been a while because I haven't done much gaming. I'm very likely not going to get my copy of Saga of the Beast anytime soon due to the events of the world, so I'll have to try and find a leak online to go over, but I will eventually buy it, don't worry. But anyway, this video is about my Warkopta, and oh my gosh, this thing is finally done enough. So there's a couple things on it that might get changed in the future, we'll see. But this is the basics of the Warkopta. This driver here is from Cromlech, something I picked up a while ago. I talked about it in another video. Very happy with this guy. He's a perfect fit, and I use this is the head I definitely wanted to get, the one with the scarf flapping behind him. I think it looks great. And I guess it should be flapping down for being a helicopter. But anyway, we won't get into physics too much here. And I've got lots of weapons for it, of course. I will go over all its features later. For now, let's talk about the magnet. So I do have all the weapons for the front, all 4 weapon options. So you have a big shooter, have the rocket launcher, which is, I think, is the best looking of the ones I've made. It looks best out there on the front like that. You got the Scorcha. You see, the Scorcha and Big Shooter are painted. These are leftovers from my old buggy that was converted into a shock jump dragster slash the other one that doesn't suck, and a custom mega blaster. So I got all 4 weapon options for that. For the def guns, we're just using, so I scratch built guns underneath here, magnetized the barrels, so I can do, for the def guns, I'm just going to be using these super shooter barrels. Dang it. Which look pretty close to the actual model, because it just doesn't have anything special for its def guns. They just look like big guns. So we got that. And then I scratch built some Rattler Guns, and barrels even spin. So got one for each side, of course. So here are the Rattlers. So just basically, I just built them after assault cannons. So yeah, there are the Rattlers, and the tail fin moves. Guns rotate. Yep, and they're all magnetized. So yeah, that's all the features really of the weapon. So we've got the front rotor here, which is just free, and we got the tail rotor here, the main rotor. Yeah, so yeah, that's looking pretty good. I think it's about the same size as the regular model. I'm not sure. Comes out to about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little over 8 inches from tail to gun tip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So maybe 8 inches, because I guess the original model is 23 centimeters, which is right about the same thing. So hopefully it'll be about the size of the regular model. You see, I did redo the rear skids using truck assault ramps, boarding blanks. I think these turned out really well, and these ones, the front skids, I really like too. Again, using bits off the boarding ramps. So the only thing that really isn't done is the exhaust. I was going to do some pipes sticking up with bigger tubes, but I couldn't get to the hobby store before it closed to get bigger plastic card. So for now, we're just going to live with this like they're like open headers. Look more like open headers anyway. So happy with that as it is. I added some gubbins to the engine, the wires there. So the biggest conundrum on this was how to connect this to the power source. And the problem was, like with the Gorkonaut, the batteries are in the base, but the Gorkonaut doesn't come off the base. And I really wanted this to be able to come off the base for storage and transport. So I needed to come up with some way to put the battery box in the base, yet power the Warkopta. And this is the base I have right here. So what I did was I built a plastic box to hold the battery box. surrounded it with foam, and this side here is just magnetized. So it just comes right off, and inside it's a little hard to get out because I made it a little bit too small, is a battery box. So I can just hit the switch on the battery box, pull it all the way out to change the batteries if I need to. And then connecting it to the Warkopta was probably the most difficult part, because while you can put power through the magnets, I did that with the Morkonaut's KFF, it wasn't a reliable connection, because you'd have to have it perfectly flat in center, and that's not really something that's possible or worth the effort to try and do. So what I did was I just glued the wires to the flight stem and put magnets on there, and then we just have a couple wires sticking out below, which then connect to the magnets on the flight stand to power the whole thing. So put this on the flight stand. And we connect the wires here to the magnets. These are solid core wires, so they pretty much stay in place. Not too much hassle. Okay. So let's go up a little bit here. So turn this monitor off so it doesn't, so you have a black background here. Let's see if we can get some more. Oh, one more thing I almost forgot. I almost forgot. One more thing that's magnetized on here. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. The bomb. The bomb is magnetized to the bottom too. Okay, so what happened to my power? Come on. There it goes. Okay, so I got a red and blue light here on the back of it. I was going to go red and green, but I didn't actually have a 3mm green LED, so I just went with blue. And then we got this flashing yellow one here. I was going to do like a spotlight, like landing lights pointing down, but I was all out of white LEDs. And trying to get things like that right now isn't worth the effort as far as I'm concerned, so I just went with this flashing yellow one. So this has 3 modes here. So this is the basic mode where we just have the power on and connected, and we have the 2 tail lights, 2 running lights, and the flashing yellow light. Then we have the soundboard for the helicopter toy. So we might want to turn the headphones down. So we hit that button, which is hidden here underneath. See the button right here. So that activates the soundboard and that other flashing light there. And the last mode, I put the switch over here. And the reason why I put the switch here is because the motor is actually very loud for some reason. And that activates the motor for the main rotor. That motor is loud. Sorry about that. I'll make sure and put a warning there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's magnetized, motorized, lit up. It's got all the weapon options. I said the bomb is magnetized, so I can pull that off if I really need to. The bottom panel is screwed down instead of glued down, so if I need to get into it and add some more LEDs or rewire something, I'm free to do that. So I just screwed it down. Yeah, and I think the base turned out pretty well. I might add some more sand to the top here, to the top of the box I'm thinking about. Because I couldn't get the wall filler to stick to the plastic very well while I was putting it on there. So I figured I'll just either put some static grass or flock or something on there just so to make it look quite so boring. But yeah, overall, I'm incredibly happy with how this thing turned out. Pretty much everything working exactly like I wanted to. Again, the attachment method to the power to the flight stand is kind of janky. but it's effective, and I'm pretty happy with it. So that might be one thing that might get revisited in the future if I come up with a better way. And then someday I might want to redo these exhaust pipes, make them look a little more orky, a lot less open headery. So yeah, that's my Warkopter. Pretty happy with it. It will get painted in Evil Sun's colors, but there's not going to be a whole lot of painting to it, since it's mostly just mechanical and sheets of metal. There's not a whole lot of bodywork to actually paint. So I don't know how much of it's actually going to be red versus just rust and bare metal. Yeah, so there's the stock configuration. Yeah, pretty happy with them. Pretty happy. And yeah. So this is what I've been working on. And so I got some other projects in the works, but I will save those for another video, as we're already over 10 minutes on this one. Thanks for watching.